Hey everyone, so 4.0 trailer just came out, and I wanted to make a video talking about my thoughts on Fontaine and where the story may possibly go. I will probably be talking about spoilers for Sumeru and every other Archon quest, so you've been warned about that. Let's go.
I'm not sure exactly when it began, but a prophecy has been circulating around Fontaine. The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne.
I bet that has to do with what Liben told us, like the judgment that may be happening to Fontaine. Maybe I'm looking too much into it. That's okay. It's literally just the first line. I'm already thinking about something, but that's just what I'm thinking right now.
I, Focalor, hereby welcome you to the nation of Hydro and acknowledge the value and significance of your trip.
Okay, it's beautiful. It's so pretty. I can't wait to explore it.
Now, you may rejoice in this.
Hot air balloon. Oh yeah, I have watched this, by the way.
Do you think it's right to...
Okay, is he a main DPS? I actually don't know. I don't look at leaks or anything like that. I really don't like seeing leaks, but I'm not sure. Is he like a quick swap DPS like Tignati, or is he a normal main DPS? I'm not really sure. It doesn't look like it, but they didn't really explain that too well, or during the live stream they were talking pretty fast, so I couldn't really keep up, but maybe he is. I'm not entirely sure.
And over here is my sister Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant.
Ta-da!
I'm so glad they're giving her away for free, so I don't have to pull for a 4-star.
Step on up!
I actually pulled for Tignati on his original banner, and I also wanted some Diona constellations, and that didn't turn out very well because I did get some eventually, but I got another Tignati when I didn't want him again because I'd already gotten him. So yeah, don't pull for 4 stars. Lesson learned.
I want to spend some time at the bottom of the sea in peace.
Okay, am I the only one who gets some Albedo vibes from him a little bit? Maybe it's just the introverted personality and blonde hair. That's probably it. That's surface level stuff. But maybe we'll see.
Getting gear!
If you look up at the sky from far enough underwater, even the sun is soft on the ice. These fossils are all that's left of these beautiful creatures. I wonder how long before the rest of the world becomes part of this underwater museum, too.
So, that means there's gonna be a lot of underwater ruins? Because if so, that's awesome. I love exploring ruins and stuff like that. The Chasm and Economia are 2 of my favorite locations in the game, simply because they're ruins, and, well, also they're pretty dark and somber. I like stuff like that, as well as, like, Stormterror's Lair. Same thing, so maybe we'll get something like that. But, well, according to the live stream, it seems like what they were saying is that it's pretty light underwater, and it's like the tone is very happy, or upbeat rather than dark and somber. But maybe in the future, maybe not even in 4.0, but maybe later we'll get something like that, possibly. Who knows? Or maybe there'll be something about the unified civilization, like what we see in Economia and the Chasm, because they're everywhere, all across Teyvat, so maybe even somewhere underwater a bit. Or it could be a hint at some other new civilization that we just don't know about, kind of like Salvigneir in Dragonspine, because they're a completely separate civilization, even though they kind of do resemble the ancient unified civilization. I'm not sure, though. Maybe. We'll have to see. I'm excited for the world quest. Yeah, I know. I like the side content in this game. Too bad they're not voice acted, though. They'd be so much better if they were voice acted. Anyways, on to the Archon quest stuff.
We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately?
AI? Is that what this is? We're getting a sentient AI? That would be an interesting story. That hasn't been explored in Genshin at all. It makes sense for a technologically advanced nation like Fontaine. I wonder if Conria had any AI. Wouldn't that be interesting if Conria had some AI and that was part of why the cataclysm happened in the first place? Who knows? I don't know. AI has been kind of a hot topic in the world recently. So maybe they stray from telling us well, okay, well, no, they're doing an AI thing already. Right here, probably. It seems like it, at least.
Rain. It's raining.
Yes, it's raining. It's raining in the city. Please, I've always wanted it to rain in the city. It's just, like, if anyone's seen Yelan's character demo, it rains in the city in Liyue Harbor, and I always thought that was so pretty. I love the rain, so I was always disappointed when it always just disappears when you just walk into the city, and it's just poof back to being sunny again. I really hope they add that for, like, every nation, and it's not just part of the quest. I mean, it'd be cool to just be, like, a part of the quest, too. Like, like how they had the storm in Mondstadt at the very beginning of the game. I hope it's like this normally, too. Maybe that's wishful thinking. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe there's some technical limitation for that. I don't know.
We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
Prophesized crisis? Oh, wait, yeah, that was brought up at the very beginning. I wonder what that's about. Honestly, I don't know.
Is in order. Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know and seek the protection of the guards.
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex.
This looks really cool. I'm really excited for this.
I believe this is indeed the finale.
Okay. I'm pulling for her because she looks like a Bloodborne character, and I love Bloodborne. So she's cool and looks like Bloodborne. When she has a sword though, it seems, not a gun. They baited us. They weren't gonna add a new weapon. I mean, I'll still probably enjoy it. I was thinking of pulling for Raiden, but if I don't know how to say her name, Clorinde, something like that. If she's maybe not better than her, but can be used in places that Raiden can be used, I would definitely skip Raiden for her. I'm not sure when Raiden's coming because I don't look at leaks, but yeah, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll get both of them? Probably not, actually. We'll see. But she seems pretty interesting, too, character-wise. Like, kind of like Kujo-Sara in a way, which it's kind of funny because Kujo-Sara is kind of boring, not gonna lie. I mean, I kind of like her, but I feel like she didn't get enough. I mean, Inazuma as a whole was kind of meh, story-wise. Or at least how it was paced. Whoops. Anyways, yeah, she seems interesting. Clorinde? I don't know how to say her name. They'll say it in game eventually.
In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear.
And then Childe shows up.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke.
Okay, I gotta talk about Childe. I honestly, that was a twist. Okay, I did see it. It was spoiled for me before I watched the live stream and the trailer. But still, this is really cool to see him. Because, well, I mean, honestly, I wasn't expecting him to show up at all in Fontaine. I was thinking, oh, we're just never going to see him again until Centenaria. But maybe, well, since he's here, I feel like he's going to play a much bigger role in multiple more stories, it seems. And also, I just noticed something right now. They didn't show anything about Arlecchino, even though she was, like, such a big part of the Overture teaser that we saw a few days ago. A few days ago? No, that was a while ago now, actually. Anyways, so maybe she won't show up until the next part. I mean, we're only getting Acts 1 and 2. Just like Sumeru, it's going to be 3 parts, or 3 updates in 5 parts. Acts 1 and 2, and then 3, 4, and 5 will be in later updates. So maybe, well, actually, you know, Dottore didn't show up until Act 3, so that makes sense. That's probably what they're going to do with Arlecchino. But Childe's coming in earlier in Act 1 or 2. This could be, just like Farina said in the Overture teaser, we're going to finally see a twist for once because it's been so boring. The Genshin fandom as a whole, represented by that one line. It's so funny that they did that. Maybe that was just coincidence, who knows. Because, yeah, I do really like this game a lot, and the stories are still really interesting to me. But I will say it has become a bit, or it's not become, it's been the whole time a bit too light for me, you could say. Like, I've recently started playing Honkai Impact, well, a few months ago now, but the stories in that game are much more mature than this, and darker, and I prefer those kind of stories over the light, kind of cliche fairy tale, not fairy tale, but like, kind of kids show-ish, or teen novel maybe, kind of reminds me of that, but I feel like Genshin will get to that point, where it becomes darker like Honkai. Maybe Fontaine will be that point. I hope it is, considering Celestia also is moored over Fontaine, as we've seen. But considering how the map is looking to turn out, we probably won't get that area that's directly below it, at least in 4.0. There's going to be a big hole on the map, it looks like. Like, we're going to have Sumeru at the bottom, Fontaine on the left, Liyue on the right, but then in between them it will just be a big hole. Probably, I mean, Tenyu Vale will be in that area too, but we're not getting that yet either. So maybe this is just the start of what's to come. Well, obviously it is, but like the start of the twist in the story, because we're getting close to the end, kind of. We're in the 5th nation out of 7. Well, 8 if you count Conrad chapter. We're getting there, and I want there to be some sort of twist, maybe a final lesson kind of moment. If you know, you know. That would be cool, but also sad, but cool, heartbreaking, cool. Sorry, I keep saying cool, but I love stuff like that.
Fontaine, what
was
a
that the end of
joke.
the trailer? I think it was. Almost.
You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
Man, what's he gonna do? I'm excited for Childe and Fontaine. Well, I'm excited for Fontaine as a whole. It's so pretty and open and temperate. Temperate, yeah, that's a big draw for me. I am kind of tired of the desert. Well, of Sumeru as a whole, honestly. It's not what Sumeru, I like. Okay, I like Sumeru Live, but it's not exactly what I wanted. The forest, I really liked it at first, but it's still not exactly what I wanted. I wanted more trees. I feel like it lacked a lot of trees. It had a lot of vegetation, but not that much trees, really. Like, there isn't much super tall trees, like, densely packed together, which... That's kind of what I was hoping for Sumeru, but I guess that wouldn't be that interesting for an open world. I mean, like, you know, like the Whispering Woods in Mondstadt, that kind of thing. And it doesn't look like we're getting that in Fontaine either, or maybe just a little bit, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm still excited for Fontaine's environment more so than I am for Sumeru's, because I just prefer the more temperate environments and colder weather in general, because either place, the rainforest or the desert in Sumeru, seems to be pretty hot all the time. Like, obviously you can't feel the weather in game, or temperature in game, I mean, but like, that's the kind of environment. I mean, yeah, they're based off of those Middle Eastern countries, so it makes sense. That's how it is over there. But I just prefer the temperate environments and the cooler colors as well. My favorite colors are purple, green, and blue. So Fontaine seems to, well, at least has 2 of them, blue and green. A lot of, I notice, and gold. Gold's cool too. I like gold. It's gonna be a nice breath of fresh air compared to the harsh, open deserts. I mean, well, it's still gonna be open, but it's different. It's gonna be more like Mondstadt open rather than Sumeru open, if you know what I mean. Anyways, that's the end of the trailer. Just wanted to talk about it for a little bit. It's like, what, it's past 1:30 in the morning right now as I'm recording this. But I just watched it and I really wanted to talk about it right away, so I decided to record a video. Anyways, that's it for me. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later.